10 dream matches we need to see in All Elite Wrestling in 2022. Hi, welcome to SCW here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Please subscribe right now. Leave any comments in the comment section. Please like and share the video as well. AEW has been going from strength to strength, and as we embark on a brand new year, there's a whole new set of matches, rivalries, and everything that we'd like to see in 2022. And I'm going to give you 10 that I want to see right now. And just as a little disclaimer before we start this video, I've tried to not use the same wrestlers all the time, like 2 matches most per wrestler, because otherwise, well, let's be fair, it just becomes who I want to see one person face, and that's not so much fun, is it? So without further ado, let's get straight into it, shall we then? And I'm going to start off with the t-shirt I'm wearing, Hangman Adam Page against MJF, because let's be fair, I think MJF is your next world champion in All Elite Wrestling, and I think this storyline could play out and be a lot of fun as well. The self-doubt that Hangman Adam Page has had in the journey to become champion against MJF, who will go to any length to become the world champion. And just think about the mind games and stuff like that. It could be a really intriguing story as well. And I do think at some point in 2022 we need to pull the trigger and make MJF the champion. The bidding war of 2024 is not so far away, and I do think this would be the perfect opponent to take the world title off of Hangman Adam Page. I think there's a story, as everything, it ticks a lot of the boxes. So this is number 1 on my list. Number 2 on my list is the Elite against, well, I call them the Undisputed Elite, but of course formerly were the Undisputed Era of Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. It's almost like a tug of war right now while Kenny Omega is out. Which side is Adam Cole on? Is it the Young Bucks or is it Red Dragon? Of course, for me, he's going to go with his old NXT buddies eventually, and I do think this could play out to a great trios match. In fact, it could be the perfect place to bring in the trios championships. It could be a great excuse as well for Blood and Guts, Stadium Stampede. Look, we could have all different options for this particular feud in AEW in 2022, so it's definitely one that I would like to see. I've mentioned Kenny Omega. How about him against CM Punk? Let's be fair, it's the dream match, isn't it? You would have thought this would have been a match that CM Punk would have come back for. We seem to have been building towards it, and I think 2022 is the right year, the right placement for it. After we've had the sort of program that we've had, if you want, with the trios, we can move Kenny Omega on towards the second half of the year to go against CM Punk. Perhaps All Out 2022 would be the perfect place. At that point, I imagine Kenny Omega possibly could be babyface. Would CM Punk still be babyface? That would be an interesting idea as well. Either way, however you book it, it's a match I just want to see. These two staring down in AEW feels like the biggest match they could put on, so I want to see that in 2022. Speaking of CM Punk, I want to see him against Cody Rhodes as well. At this point, Cody Rhodes needs to be full-on heel for me. He needs to be almost as if he's become everything he hates. Triple H-esque. I want to see a pedigree. It feels like he's going to do that every time he goes for that Tiger Driver anyway. But as a storyline, you know, Cody becoming everything he is against. CM Punk, obviously, the voice of the voiceless, always going against the establishment, going against, you know, the EVPs of the company. For me, it seems like a natural fit of a storyline that I think would get the best out of CM Punk, and as well could get the best out of Cody Rhodes. So for me, this would be a fun program to put together. Now, I mentioned MJF early in the video. How about him against Wardlow? It feels like the cracks are starting to appear with these two. For me, I'd still drag this out for a long term, because for me, not to mention the other company, WWE, but this kind of reminds me of Evolution back in the day. It's going to have that Batista vibe when he turns on Triple H, kind of that sort of vibe there. I want to see that when it happens, and Wardlow just completely turn on the Pinnacle, go against MJF, but have to work his way through the Pinnacle first. This is something for me with Wardlow. He's been in a dominant force at the end of last year and the start of this year. He's got the match with Punk coming up, which I'm sure he'll come up short in that, but build him up slowly to this position, I think could be a lot of fun. And towards the end of the year, around Full Gear time, this would be the perfect time to make this feud happen. And who knows, maybe Wardlow could be a world champion by the end of the calendar year. But I'm not going to say that just yet, because we have to see if MJF does become world champion first. Arguably next was one of the matches of 2021, and I want to see it in 2022. Thunder Rosa against the Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Now, of course, that match was unsanctioned. They had last year the Lights Out on St. Patrick's Day. Let's have a proper feud between these two over the AEW Women's World Championship. In fact, in my opinion, Thunder Rosa should be the next champion. I think she's got the popularity, she's got the in-ring skill, and she's got something about her that could just really carry that women's division into the summer of this year. And for me, I just feel as well that this could be something spectacular for these ladies as well. Imagine if this was like a steel cage match as well. I think it'd just be fun. We've seen them go one-on-one in ring. We've seen them with sort of the blood, the violence as well. Why not give them the steel cage? Give them that opportunity. I believe that would be a first for AEW as well. So I think these ladies have earned it. They deserve it. And you know, they've already proven they will tear the house down. Next choice for me will be Jungle Boy against Christian Cage. Now for me, another great match here. Now Christian Cage has been sort of a mentor to Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus at this point. Now they are the tag team champions as well. But at some point, you feel the turn is coming. Because let's remember, this goes all the way back to Double or Nothing last year, where Christian Cage and Jungle Boy were the final two in the Casino Battle Royale. Now, Jungle Boy bested on that day and got himself a world title opportunity. Christian Cage would later get himself a title shot, but you could see at the time there was a little bit of friction before Christian was on side with Jungle Boy, and they've continued going forward. It feels like it'll be a great long-term story when it does come to fruition, and for me, Christian Cage is the one that should turn heel in this scenario. I just feel he's a bit lost right now as a babyface. We've had so many debutants come in as well. He feels a bit lost in the shuffle. So for me, I'd make Christian go heel, turn on Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, perhaps even cost them the tag team championships, and there, boom, you've got this match in place. In fact, Double or Nothing will be my perfect placement of where you could do that match this year. Next, let's do Darby Allin versus Malachi Black. Now, both of them, of course, sort of a bit sort of darker sort of gimmicks, you know, and I think that it could be quite fun if you were to mix it together. Usually with wrestling, you see these opposites attract. You see that you might find the style of a Darby Allin against more of a technical, normal in-ring based wrestler, or you might find against like an MJF that we saw last year, which of course is completely opposite to what Darby Allin represents. Why not have the two dark forces go head to head and collide? It could even present an opportunity where we can have Darby Allin and Sting against Malachi Black and, well, the people he's due to bring in. We know Brody King is rumoured to be one of them. So there's many different variations you can do with the match as well. A nice dark storyline between them also. It's something I really, really want to see. So Darby Allin versus Malachi Black. Now, I thought I was going to have to take this next match off after Dynamite this past week, but thankfully, Rey Fenix is made of rubber and he's okay with no broken bones. And what great way to bring him back than to do a 4-team tag team title ladder match. Now, for me personally, I've always wanted to see if we could recreate the sort of TLCs from back in the sort of noughties with the Hardys, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian. I think personally you could do that with the Young Bucks. You could do it with, you know, the Lucha Bros, Proud and Powerful, and I'm going to throw FTR in there as well. I don't know if 8 is too many for a ladder match, but certainly I think all of these could make a real fun scenario of it. If you go back to sort of like Ring of Honor days, the Young Bucks always were involved with ladder wars, and they were very special, high-risk encounters. You know, these 4 teams would just bring it to the dance as well, and it's something I'd really want to see in 2022. Last but not least, now I've purposely not put Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson on the list because of the fact that, yes, we need to see it, but I didn't want to use Kenny Omega too much. I wanted to give a different opponent against Bryan Danielson, and I think a fun one would be Pac. I don't remember them facing each other in WWE. They're both technically so crisp and so sound. I think they'd have an absolute masterclass. Some of the best matches in AEW to this point have featured Pac. I go back to the 30-minute Iron match he had with Kenny Omega in the early days. Bryan Danielson's coming, it's been a breath of fresh air, winning matches with different maneuvers week after week after week. Imagine these two having a masterclass in the centre of the ring. In fact, damn it, give me a 30-minute Iron Man match with these two. I'd really, really love to see it. So that's my 10 matches there. Would you like some bonus content? Of course you would. Well, the reason I've not put these in the actual matches is because, well, at the moment we don't know if it's possible, but Johnny Gargano, we don't know the situation with Johnny Wrestling, but he's not with WWE, he's not with NXT. I'd love him to come to AEW and face Bryan Danielson. I know they probably faced on the indies many, many years ago, but let's be fair, it's not been done any time in recent memory that I can recall ever seeing. It's a dream match for me. I'd like to see it go down. You know they'd be given the time to do whatever they want in the ring. In fact, I need another Iron Man match with these guys. Give us 60 minutes with that one. I don't care. It would just be fun to watch these two mix it up. And one other technical masterclass you'd love to see as well, I'm sure as well as I do, is, of course, is Bryan Danielson against the Ring of Honor World Champion Jonathan Gresham. Now for me, Gresham, he's taking part in Impact Wrestling, a part of their Hard to Kill pay-per-view. I'd like to see him come through the Forbidden Door as well and go into All Elite Wrestling to take on Bryan Danielson. Again, another dream match, a technical masterclass potentially in the making. Let's make that happen. But that's all for me anyway. Thank you for watching. Let me know your dream matches for 2022 for All Elite Wrestling in the comments below. And do you like the sound of the matches that I've put forth for you? Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Share with a friend as well. And of course, monetization is the goal for 2022. So if you can watch an SCW video a day, it really gets me a lot closer to the monetization goal. Thank you for watching. Check out some of these videos in the meantime on the side of the screen right now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. All the best.